Hey guys, okay. So I wanted to talk to you about understanding the difference between a karmic and a twin flame relationship. And you might hear similarities, and then it's going to make you want to clutch your pearls because then you have to, access that part of your brain that tells you, oh crap, I could have probably been in a karmic relationship. Now, if you come to that conclusion on your own, then great. Great for you. Begin the healing process if you haven't already, so that you can get past that. But if you haven't, this is definitely the video for you, because I am, I think, on a mission to let people know that there's a beauty to twin flame relationships, but there's also a nasty situation that you could find yourself in, where you confuse a karmic from a twin flame and then end up allowing things to happen that shouldn't be happening because you're, fixated on this twin flame thing. And the problem is the similarities. There are so many of them that you don't know literally which one it is, and you're convinced and I guess hopeful. That's the beauty of us as human beings. We're always hopeful that what we're experiencing is the best version of what we could experience, and we just have to wait it out for our day of glory. See, the thing is, a karmic relationship will have similarities, as I said. So let me give you an example. Karmic relationships are relationships that you meet where you move pretty quickly. And a lot of us who move quickly in relationships, we're usually looking for something. There's a void that we have and we need it to be filled. And that void, usually something to do with love and I guess that giving spirit that we have, we're looking for that to be given back to us, but also for our love language, our love tank to be filled to the brim, and it's low because one, you haven't given it to yourself, but two, it's also because it probably wasn't given to you prior to this in your upbringing. So there's a part of you that's missing, so we give it in order to get it, and we give a lot of it away. Now that means that there's a signal, an energy that we're giving off that signals people to come into our lives who are also lacking that thing that we're so willing to give. And in order for them to get that thing, they then mastermind this story. And there's a lot of future faking, usually love bombing is experienced in this, where they tell you exactly what it is that you want to hear. Everything about you is absolutely perfect. Everything that you do is perfect. Everything you say is perfect. They can't stop calling you. They call you in the morning, they call you in the night, they call you in the day. They can't get enough of you. And even if you try to pull away, they'll figure out a way to stop you from doing that, usually through some form of emotional, I want to say emotional abuse, but it's what it is, abusive. It's manipulation. So they will emotionally manipulate you to stick around, even though there's a little part of you, your gut instinct, telling you that it's time for you to go, that this doesn't feel quite right. And in doing so, they've basically got their claws into you, and they've, now they're going to get as much as they can from you. They're literally going to bleed you dry until you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Now, that's the worst type of karmic that you can actually experience. But then there's the other type of karmic that literally looks like a similar, like almost like a shadow version of what a twin flame is, where the love is intense. It is a type of love bombing the way you don't even realize that you're even being love bombed, because the conversation is there, the connection is there, the feel good factor is there. You both have similar stories to give, and you've gone through similar experiences, and you have similar wants and needs for your life and goals for ahead, and you both are supportive of each other's pasts and recognizing, the mistakes that you've made, or at least that's how it comes across. And everything feels intense. It feels feels meant to be. It feels like this is the way that it should be. Yeah, I don't think so. Because you know what? What happens is, before the separation period, before your heart has literally been like, you know, your chest has been cut open and that part of you has been ripped out, before that happens, notice those signs of when you are being belittled, ignored. There's a change that comes with a karmic, and I'll say a karmic twin flame, because that's what you're going to mistake them for. You're going to mistake them for a karmic twin flame, and the change that happens, it's subtle, but it's consistent. You will be ignored. Your feelings will be ignored. You'll be told that you're not doing things the way that they should be done. You'll be told that you are not basically enough. They will start to manipulate you, but it will not be direct. It will be indirect. It's almost narcissistic in the way that it's delivered to you. You will be told in certain circumstances that you're basically stupid. There are things that you're just not understanding, and you won't know where this is coming from, because this is the love of my life. Like, how could this person that I'm so connected to even think for a moment to treat me like this? They must be having a bad day or a bad week, or maybe because they're going through something, this is why they're treating me like this. No. The simple fact of the matter is, they can't keep up the pretense any longer, and they will start to fabricate issues that aren't there, which eventually make them real, because you'll start to defend yourself. And if you don't just start to defend yourself verbally, you'll start to defend yourself physically by pulling away, which will cause more reason for them to complain about what you're not doing, what you're not giving, and what they need, and that they're not getting that thing for you. And the next thing you know, you'll find yourself in the separation phase. But you can't be in a separation phase if you're not with your twin flame. You see, a twin flame challenges you. A twin flame challenges you to be a better version of you. A twin flame does not coerce you into being less than who you are for a certain time period, whilst you then have to heal from the pain and hurt that they have subjected you to, for you to then be a better version of you. You shouldn't be broken in order to be better. You can glue a glass pieces back together. It will never be the same. You don't need to be broken in order to be fixed. What you need to be is challenged. As someone who is running a marathon does not need to break their foot in order for them to win the marathon. What they need to do is challenge their stamina, challenge their agility, challenge their ability to run long distances. And that might cause some pain, maybe physical, maybe even mental, but then pushing past that barrier will allow them to go further and further each time, until they eventually complete that marathon, hopefully in the time frame that they've set for themselves. But regardless, completing a marathon, I mean, hey, I've never done it. Most I've done is a 10K, but we're getting off track. What I'm trying to say is, you do not need to break a limb in order for you to complete something. So your love of your life does not need to break you in order for you to be better. You should not feel broken. Your heart might feel broken in the separation phase, and you may feel as if they are running from the love connection that you have with them, and that can be confusing, and that will cause you pain. But you should never be able to look back at the experience that you've had with them and be questioning if they ever really loved and respected and cared about you and thought the best of you and for you. If you're questioning those things just because of heartbreak, just because they've gone from the connection, then you need to work on your self-confidence. But if you're questioning those things based on things they've said to you, how they've treated you, and how you were left in a puddle of literally your own lack of self-worth, because of how they treated you, my darling, let me tell you, they are not your twin flame. You had an experience with a karmic twin flame. It looked like it. It even quacked like it. You know, looked like a duck, quacked like a duck, but honey, it was not a duck. It was, well, a walking demon. I can't put it any other way. So I say all this to say, I want you to understand the difference. It's how you feel in the separation phase. What can you recall based on how they treated you? If how they treated you was as if you were less than, and it came gradually, but it was consistent until eventually they, you know, almost, you almost can say they almost had one foot out the door before they even left. I can assure you that was not your twin flame. That was your karmic experience. Heal from your karmic experience. Your twin flame is still on the way. Based on the synchronicities that you're seeing, your twin flame is still on their way. Be good to you.